All right, hello everyone. I wanted to make a quick video just to go over part of your homework that's due this coming week. Just to clarify, also, I switched the homework around a little bit. If you remember last week, I think early in the week, probably I sent you an email saying that I realized one of them was probably just a little bit too difficult, and I moved that back. So that is also due on Friday, and you'll see that on Shobi when you go log on. However, that homework is actually discussed in last week's video. So if you want to see the discussion of the Beethoven analysis homework, just go watch the video from last week. It's like the second half, I think, of the video. So you'll just have to jump back and forth, but it should be there. If you have any questions, just let me know. This is the other thing that's due this week, and this is analyzing 5 of 5 and writing the 5 of X, the 5 of anything. So this piece that you're going to listen to is Grieg. Great composer. If you don't know a lot of Grieg's music, I mean, you probably know In the Hall of the Mountain King, but he's a terrific composer. So definitely want to get more familiar with his music as a just sort of post-romantic, awesome, interesting Norse man. Anyways, walking you through it. Right, this piece is in the key of G. I want you to ignore the highlighted B's. These are non-chord tones. They actually cause like extended tertian harmony. They're like 9 chords, but we haven't really talked about that, so we'll just ignore them for now. And then you're going to put a Roman numeral for each blank. You do not need to do an embellishing tone analysis, so you don't have to do passing tones and label all that stuff. There's the recording. Make sure you do listen. Again, it makes it less of a Sudoku puzzle and more of an actual musical experience. So, make sure you listen to the music. It's a beautiful piece, cool piece. Anyways, this is what it looks like. It should be pretty straightforward. My little lines here, sorry, they're not very even, but these are where your chords are going to be. So you'll have chord, 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 chord. A lot of changing of inversions. You should have a lot of repetition probably in the harmony. And then the things that you want to look at, right? I told you explicitly it's in the key of G. And then you have accidentals. Well, those accidentals now, right, up until this point in our class, they theoretically could have been like, I don't know, harmonic minor, right, or something. But they're not. I told you this is in G major. So it's not harmonic minor, which means these are chromatic chords, right? So that's some sort of secondary function, a 5 of something. So the thought process, right, is to skip this chord and then see where it goes. You figure out this chord here, and then you go backwards and you think, well, what is that chord, that chromatic chord in that key? And if it works, which it should, unless I'm lying to you, then that's your secondary label. Okay. And I think that's it for this one. It's pretty repetitive, so you're going to get a lot of kind of similar harmony. Excuse me, over and over again. But it's representative of sort of how you're going to see these chords in reality, out in the real world. So there's one more page, and this is the opposite, right? This is out of context constructing abstract chords. These things as a concept where this is reality, and this is actually way closer to what you're going to do as a professional, right? So you're teaching something like this, you're standing on a podium, you want to be able to look down and know what that C sharp is doing and understand it harmonically. This is sort of stopping time, zooming in, and just thinking about music really objectively, slowly, very very deliberately. Okay, that's one of the most important things I think we can do in music theory classes, is to have this experience where we just stop, zoom in, talk about a concept, and really let our minds kind of go through that whole academic thought process. So just talk to you about this a little bit. This is covered in the Chromaticism 3 video, where I start to talk about 5s of X, which just means it's the 5, but the thing underneath the slash is no longer just 5, right? And so up until this point, you've had lots of 5s of 5s, 5, 6, 5 of 5. Well, now you can have 5 of anything, basically. The ones that are super common are the ones that you're seeing on this page right now. So thought process, it's exactly the same, okay? It's just this thing is going to be different. So you're thinking, okay, we're in the key of D, but really we're not, right? This little chord for just a minute is not in the key of D, it's in the key of that, right? So you want to think, cool, what is 6 in the key of D? And you think, you're thinking up your scale, and you're thinking, that's B. Cool, well, what's the key signature of B? Of B minor. Well, the key signature of B minor happens to be 2 sharps, right? So we're in the key of D, right? Same key signature. So we're in B minor, and we need to write the 5. Okay, so in the key of B, what is 5? That would be B, C sharp, D, F sharp, right? So we're writing this chord. That's what's going here, over there. Okay, so we're thinking in B minor, you need 5, so F sharp, that we put the key signature of B minor on it. It's that note right there, right? The A needs to be sharp because that's the leading tone in B minor. And then you spell it over here, and don't really care how you voice it. You can voice it like that, and there you go. Notice how I kept saying B minor here. I was like, oh, we're in the key of B minor, B minor. The thing about these 5 of, so 5 of anything, 5 of anything, is that you can think in the major key under the slash or the minor key. So I was saying B minor, you will get the same answer if you think B major, and that's probably actually easier. So think like, oh, we're gonna think in B major, it's just F sharp. What's the key signature for B major? It's 5 sharps, right? So it's fat cats go down alleys. Fat cat, oops. Fat cats go down alleys. And you're gonna get F sharp, A sharp, C sharp, E. The reason why that's easier is in major, you automatically put the leading tone in, right? In minor, you have to remember to put it in. Doesn't matter either way. The reason I'm just pointing it out now is the next thing we do, the next bit of chromaticism, when we talk about 7 diminished and 7 half diminished and 7 fully diminished of 5 and then of X of anything, it's going to matter. You're going to have to think about them in different ways. But when you deal with this 5 or 5-6-5 or 5-7, it doesn't matter. You can think of either key under the slash. Yeah, and that's it. Cool. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm happy to chat through any of these concepts, and make sure you look at Chromaticism 3, the video, and then also go back to last week, remember, to look at the other assignment. Cool. Let me know if you have questions.